Welcome everyone, this is Chimwemwenuka and this is my new channel right here on YouTube. I'm excited that you're here and you have joined me in this YouTube journey. In this new video, I'll talk about how to invest on the Malawi Stock Exchange. So if you have been thinking of investing on the Malawi Stock Exchange but you didn't know where to start or how it works, be there because I'll show you how it is done. The Malawi Stock Exchange has been in existence since 1994 and is governed by the Financial Services Act of 2010 as well as the Companies Act of 2013. Everyone can invest on the Malawi Stock Exchange. This includes foreign investors as well as domestic investors. The minimum requirement is to buy one share. So with one share, you can start investing on the stock exchange. But practically, you need more than one share if you consider other factors, including the cost of the brokers and other services. And that will determine how much capital or minimum capital should you invest. The next question is, how do you invest on the Malawi Stock Exchange? The first thing is to open a brokerage account with a listed stockbroker. So on the Malawi Stock Exchange, you don't buy shares or sell shares by yourself directly. Instead, there are companies authorized to do that on behalf of clients. So the first thing is to choose a broker. There are a couple of them. Then you choose which one is suitable for you and your expectations, or it meets your expectations. There are a lot of factors which you might consider on choosing a suitable broker which to work with. So it is very important that you research about them before you decide which one to work with on the Malawi Stock Exchange. Once you decide which broker to use, you also have to make a decision whether to invest for the short-term benefit or for the long-term benefit. With the help of the broker, you'll be able to make a better decision. Usually, people who invest in the long runs get better returns on the stock exchange. But it's also possible to invest for short-term benefits. So some of the brokers that are on the Malawi Stock Exchange include Cedar Capital, Stock Brokers Malawi Limited, and Continental Capital Limited. So if you need to start investing on the Malawi Stock Exchange, you can contact any of these or any other which you might come across. They are usually listed on the Malawi Stock Exchange website, so you can always check because the list can always change. They can be more or less depending. To invest whether short-term or long-term, it's now time to fund your account, your brokerage account. You can do this by cash or bank or by mobile money. The amount of money you deposit depends on your decision on how much shares are you buying and at what price. The more shares you buy, the more shares you decide to buy, the more money you have to deposit with the broker. Once you deposit the money into the broker's account and you have specified the number of shares and the amount to pay for them, the broker will place an order. Placing an order simply means the broker will buy for you the shares you have chosen. Once that process is successful, you become the shareholder of that company. Now that you have made the deposit and you have placed the order and you are the shareholder of the company, you still have the chance to regularly fund more or buy more shares to increase your capital on the market. So this is important because it helps you to increase the saving as well as accumulate more returns on the stock market in the long run. So while it is possible to simply invest or deposit one amount or one lump sum and then be waiting for the benefits, you can also be doing that on a regular basis. Now let's look at the benefits of investing on the Malawi Stock Exchange. The first benefit is that you get dividends. Now let's look at the benefits of investing on the Malawi Stock Exchange. The first benefit is that you get dividends. Dividends are part or share of the profit which the company in which you have invested has made. So whenever a company makes enough profit, they share to shareholders. So you get part of that in proportional to the amount of shares you own in that company. Of course, it's also important It is also important to note that when the company does not make a profit, you don't get dividend. That one should also be taken into consideration whenever you are thinking of starting your journey as an investor on the stock market. There are some risks involved in investing on stock market. Another benefit is capital gains. If you have your initial capital invested on the stock exchange and due to other factors, the company you have invested has gained value on the stock market, it means your capital also has gained. It has also increased. So you can also make profit having a capital gain in that way. So for example, if at the time you invested, the company share was maybe at 10 kwacha, then it has increased to 15 kwacha. The difference is your gain. You can also benefit from the stock exchange by receiving new shares. So sometimes companies give bonuses or gives new shares to existing shareholders. So that might increase your shares and then increase your benefits as well. The other benefit of investing on the Malawi Stock Exchange is that your investment there can be used as collateral or security with other financial institutions. So as you might be aware, most financial institutions, when they want to lend money, they require collateral or security. So if you have shares on the Malawi Stock Exchange, you can use those shares as collateral in financial institutions when you want to borrow money from them. So that's a great benefit. Of course, it depends on the amount of shares and amount of money you want to borrow from the financial institution providers. You also benefit from the stock exchange by having access to liquid cash. So if you have shares and you are in need of cash, you can sell your shares and get back the cash, which you can use for other intended purposes. Benefit of investing on Malawi Stock Exchange is risk diversification. So the Malawi Stock Exchange gives you the chance to invest in more than one company. Therefore, reduces the risk if any of those companies makes a loss. So if you have shares maybe in 5 companies, 2 companies are not making profit, you can still be comfortable with the profits in the 3 companies. Or maybe 3 companies are making a profit. This is better than investing in one company, because if you invest in a single company, if that company made a loss, it means you have made a loss automatically 100%. Now that you understand the process on how you can invest on the Malawi Stock Exchange, you might be wondering to know what companies are listed on the Malawi Stock Exchange, which companies are available for you to invest in when you decide to do so. By the time I was shooting this video, there are 16 companies listed on the Malawi Stock Exchange, which means that you have the choice to choose to invest in any of those companies. Some of the companies listed on the Malawi Stock Exchange includes National Bank of Malawi, Airtel Limited, Standard Bank, NBS Bank, FDH Bank, NM, Airtel Malawi, Old Mutual, NBS, Ilovo, Pico, Icon Properties, and other companies. Thank you so much for watching. Remember to subscribe. In this video, I talked about how you can invest on the Malawi Stock Exchange. Firstly, by opening a broker's account, then deciding whether to invest short-term or long-term. Thereafter, you decide how much money, how much shares, number of shares you want to buy. Then from there, you can start on investing or adding more capital into your account and keep on monitoring the events on the Malawi Stock Exchange. That's all from me. Let me know if this video has been helpful to you. If you have any other information to add, please put your comments so that other people can also learn from you as well. Thank you. Goodbye. Remember to subscribe to this channel. It's a new channel. I want you to be part of our online community.